back to our lesson from 0 to hero, where maths is made simple. And remember, last time we had our lesson on inequality, simple linear inequalities. Today we want to proceed with the work that I assigned you to do as your homework to see if you manage to get the correct solutions. So I had given you 3 questions, 1, 2, and 3, and these are the questions that we are going to start with before we introduce the concept that we want to look at today. So the first question was saying, on number 1, we had negative 2x is greater than negative 9. Notice that we have a negative on this side and a negative on that side. So we needed to divide with a negative on both sides. So when we divide with a negative, it means our inequality sign changes direction. So we have negative 2x over negative 2. Our inequality sign changes direction, and we have a negative 9 over a negative 2. If we divide here and here, we get 1. If negatives divide each other, we are going to get a positive. So our answer here is x. And then from that x is now less than, if we divide a negative by a negative, we are going to get a positive. So our answer will be 2 into 9 will give us, if it is a fraction, will give us 4 and 1 over 2. This will be our solution if we are giving the solution as a fraction. Moving on to our second question, which was part of our homework, we are going to this number 2. So on number 2, we have x over 2 is greater than or equal to negative 4. So notice in this question that the negative is on this side. We are not dividing with a negative. Neither are we multiplying with a negative. So whenever you see an equation or an inequality where there is a fraction, remove the fractional component first before doing anything else. How do we remove the fractional component? In this case, we have to multiply the left side and the right side by a 2. So we are going to say 2 multiplied by x over 2. So what we do to the left side is the same thing that we do to the right side. So is greater than or equal to negative 4. Negative 4 multiplied by 2. So if we divide these 2 by these 2, we are going to get a 1. And then we say 1 multiplied by x, we get an x. Our x is greater than or equal to, negative 4 multiplied by 2 will give us a negative 8. We have solved this inequality. Now we want to focus on the last inequality that we have, where we also have a fraction in our inequality. So I'm going to rub out that one for us to do the third question. Remember to follow our channel, Tembani, and also subscribe for you to have more lessons from 0 to hero. I'm sorry about that. We are still in the first slide. So, our question, the third question is x over negative 3 is less than or equal to 1. X over negative 3 is less than or equal to 1. Notice we have a fractional component. So we need to remove the fractional component first. How do we remove a fractional component? We are going to multiply both sides by a negative 3. So if we multiply by a negative, our inequality sign changes direction. Always remember that when we multiply or divide by a negative, our inequality sign changes direction. So in this case, we are going to have negative 3 multiplied by x over negative 3. We can put this in brackets. And then we have this is less than or equal to 1 multiplied by negative 3. So this negative 3 we divide into this negative 3 and we get a 1. Then we say 1 multiplied by x will give us an x, which is positive. And then this is less than or equal to then 1 multiplied by negative 3 will give us a negative 3. This was our homework. I hope you managed to get all the questions correct. But now we are moving on to inequalities where we have variables on both sides. By variables, I mean letters. So we want to look at inequalities where we have variables on both sides. Remember, we are from 0 to hero, where math is made simple. So our first question will be, number 1, we have 6 minus 4x, and then we put our inequality sign here, where this is less than 2x plus 2. So notice that we have a letter this side, we also have a letter that side. We have a term this side and another term that side. We have a number 6 that side and a number that side. So what do? We group like and unlike terms. So the trick is to ensure that when you are moving variables or numbers, your focus is for you not to get negative signs, so that you don't divide or multiply by negative signs in case you forget. Anyway, so what I mean is, if I bring this to this side, it means I'll have a negative. But if I were to bring the 4 the other side, it becomes positive. So that is the trick that you have to focus on. Try and ensure that you are working where there is less negatives. So I'm going to move my negative 4 to that side. So, because this is our second lesson, whenever you move something across the inequality sign, it changes its sign. So I'm not going to take the long process or the long method. When you move something across the inequality sign, it changes its sign. If it was positive, it becomes negative. If it was negative, it becomes positive. This is what I mean. So I have my 6 here, and I want to move this negative 4. So my inequality sign doesn't change. So I have my inequality sign, then I have 2x. So if I move negative 4x across, it changes its inequality sign and it becomes plus 4x. But initially when I started, I also had this plus 2 because I haven't moved the plus 2 yet. So now I have 6 is less than 2x plus 4x. These are like terms, so we are able to add the coefficients. By coefficient, I mean 2 and 4. So I'm going to get my solution as 6x plus 2, which I haven't used yet. But notice that 6 and 2 are like terms. So I want to move my 2 this side, but my 2 is a positive. So if I'm moving my 2 as a positive and it skips the inequality sign, it changes its sign. It was positive here, so it becomes negative. This is what I mean. So I have 6 minus 2 is less than 6x. So 6 minus 2 is going to give me a 4. So I will have 4 is less than 6x. But since I'm solving for x, I need to find the variable x, where I'm saying x is less than or is greater than whatever is there. So my variable in this case is x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 6. And then if I divide 6 into 6, I'm going to get 1. So this 6 will divide into this 6. I'm going to move the question to this side so that we will see what we are doing. I'm going to divide using this green ink and then go to my question. Remember, we are on 4 over 6 is less than 6 over 6, where we also have an x here. But we have divided this 6 into this 6 and we managed to get 1. So we are now going to reduce this to its lowest terms. How do we reduce to lowest terms? We are going to find a number which can divide into 4, at the same time divide also into 6 without leaving a remainder. That number is 2. So if we say 2 into 4, we are going to get 2 over 2 into 6, we are going to get 3. And then this is less than x. But for it to be neater, I'm going to start by writing x. Notice my inequality sign is facing what? x. So it's going to first x, and then I put my 2 over 3 here. Simple, isn't it? It's very simple. We want to proceed again to another question, which also has variables on both sides. So I'm going to erase this question. I hope you are following, and please remember to subscribe to our channel, to like and follow. You are following Tembani channel, where you get the lessons on mathematics from 0 to hero Maths Hub. So the next question that I want to propose, or that I want to put on the board, actually has brackets. So the question is, I have 5 and I have a bracket, and my bracket is x minus 4, and then I also have an inequality sign facing this direction, and I have another bracket also which is this 2x, and in that bracket also I have plus 11. So whenever you see brackets, brackets mean that we are multiplying. So in this case, what is outside the brackets, multiply everything which is inside the bracket. In other words, we are saying, I'm going to use another ink for you to see what I'm talking about. I'm saying this 5 will multiply this x. At the same time, this 5 is going to multiply again the negative 4. And then on the other bracket, same thing, this 2 is multiplying this 2x. At the same time, this 2 again is going to multiply the 11. So we are saying what is outside the bracket is going to multiply everything that is inside the bracket. But our inequality sign is not going to change. Our focus for now is just on removing the brackets. So we are saying 5 multiplied by x will give us 5x. Then 5 multiplied by negative 4 will give us a negative 20. Then we put our inequality sign where we are saying 5x minus 20 is greater than. So we are multiplying what is outside the bracket with everything which is inside the bracket. So 2 multiplied by 2x will give us a 4x. And then this 2 again is going to multiply on that 11, and the 11 is positive. So 2 multiplied by positive 11 will give us a positive 22. From there, we do what we have managed to do just now, where we are grouping like and unlike terms. But in this case, I'm going to do it at the same time, where I'm going to move this 4x to come this side and also move this negative 20 to go to that side. What am I saying? I am saying that I have my 5x, and this 4x crosses the inequality sign. It becomes a negative 4x. Then I put my inequality sign. Then from there, that side, it means I'm now left with 22. And from that 22, I want to move this negative 20 to that side. So it was negative, and if it crosses the inequality sign, it becomes positive. So I have a plus 20 on this side. I hope you are following. Then from there, we are going to say 5x minus 4x. That is going to give us x. So our x is greater than 22 plus 20, we are going to get 42. This is simple, isn't it? Very simple, just simple inequality, which are linear, but they have variables on both sides. I'm going to do another example also. I hope you are following through. If you have any questions on whatever I have mentioned, please feel free to write the questions in the comment sections. Not only writing the questions in the comment section, but also state the topics that you want us to look at so that we are able to look at those topics. I'm going to introduce again an inequality with variables on both sides, but this one now has a fraction. What am I saying? I'm saying my question is x over 4. This is a fraction, isn't it? X over 4 minus 2 is less than 2x over 6. So this is my question. Remember, whenever you are first with a fraction, the first thing that you need to do is remove the fractional component. How do you remove the fractional component in this case? You first find the LCM of the denominator. By LCM, I mean the lowest common multiple. So the lowest common multiple of 4 and 6 is 12. I'm going to multiply both sides by 12 for me to remove the fractional component. This is what I mean. I'm saying we have 12, which is multiplying x over 4. And I'm multiplying each and every term. In this case, I have 3 terms. When I'm saying I have 3 terms, I mean this. So this is my first term, this is my second term, and this is my third term. So each and every term is going to be multiplied by 12. So the first term was x over 4, I've multiplied by 12. The next term, I have a negative 2 that I'm also going to multiply by 12. Then I put my inequality sign. Then I have a 12, which is also multiplying 2x over 6. So if I were to multiply these two, I have to divide 4 into 12. So if I'm saying 4 into 12, I say 4 into 4, 1. 4 into 12, I get a 3. Then I move on to this one. I say 6 into 6, 1. 6 into 12, I get a 2. So from there, we are saying 3 multiplied by x. I put that in brackets, minus 2 multiplied by 12. I also put that in brackets. This is less than 2 multiplied by 2x. This is what I now have. So I'm now removing brackets by multiplying everything that is in the brackets. So if I multiply 3, I'm dividing my board again using the green ink so that we do not confuse each other. So if I say 3 multiplied by x, I'll get a 3x minus 2 multiplied by 12 is going to give me 24. And I'm saying this is less than 2 multiplied by 4 is going to, 2 multiplied by 2x is going to give me a 4x. So from there, I'm going to do the same thing that I've been doing, grouping like and unlike terms. So this variable 3x, I have to move it to that side because they have like terms in the sense that they both have x. So if I move it across that side, it's going to change its sign. It was positive, so it becomes negative. So I'm going to have 3x. Let me just move it without subtracting it both sides. So I'm left this side with 24 is less than 4x minus 3x. So here I'm going to get a negative 24 is less than 4x minus 3x is going to give me an x. But just to make it neater when writing for our presentation, we are going to say x is greater than negative 24. This will be our solution. Notice the inequality sign was facing x here. It's still facing x even in this context. So we are moving on to another fractional inequality, which may seem, when you look at it, it may seem complicated, but it's not complicated because remember, we are turning from 0 to hero. So because I'm going to need more space, I'm going to delete this because you already know what we are looking at. I want to promise you that if you continue to follow our channel, if you continue to watch this presentation, you are going to pass your maths. So, our next question has x plus 8 over 7 minus 1. And then we put our inequality sign here like this. I hope you remember what this inequality sign means. Then we have 2x. We have 2x minus 4 all over 3. Notice my division line is dividing everything which is on the numerator. At the same time, this side is also dividing everything which is on the numerator. So, I have my denominator here as 7 and I have my denominator here as 3. I need also to find the LCM of the denominators. By LCM, I mean a number that can be divided by 3 at the same time be divided by 7 without leaving a remainder. In this case, my LCM is 21. So I'm going to multiply each and every term by 21. By each and every term, I'm saying, in this case, I have this as my first term, and I have this as my second term, and I also have this as my third term. So I'm multiplying each and every term by 21. So I'm saying 21 bracket x plus 8 over 7 minus 21 multiplied by 1 is less than 21 bracket 2x minus 4 all over 3. So I'm dividing this denominator into this numerator. Also, I'm dividing this denominator into this numerator. So I'm saying 7 into 7, 1. 7 into 21, I get 3. At the same time, 3 into 3, I get 1. 3 into 21, I get 7. So what I'm left with is 3 bracket x plus 8 minus 21 multiplied by 1, which is also in brackets, being less than 7. And in our bracket, I'm left with 2x minus 4, because if I divide anything with 1, I'm going to get that anything. So I'm now removing the brackets. So what is inside the bracket is being multiplied by what is outside the bracket. So this 3 is going to multiply this x, at the same time is going to multiply this 8. And this 7 is going to multiply this 2x, at the same time is also going to multiply this negative 4. So 3 multiplied by x is going to give me 3x plus 3 multiplied by 8 is going to give me 24 minus 21 multiplied by 1 is going to give me 21. And this is less than 7 multiplied by 2x is going to give me 14x. 7 multiplied by negative 4 is going to give me a negative 28. From there, I'm going to group like and unlike terms. But maybe before we do that, these are like terms which can be separated, where we are saying 24 minus x. So I have 3x, 24 minus 21. I'm sorry about that. 24 minus 21 is going to give me a positive 3. And this is less than 14x minus 28. So for me to avoid negatives, I'm going to remove this 3 to the 14. So if this 3 moves to the 14, it was a positive, it becomes a negative. And I'm going to move this 28 this side. It was a negative, it's going to become positive. So I have 3, which is this 3 plus 28 is less than my 14x. This positive 3x becomes a negative 3x. I'm again going to move to that board which I'm dividing. So I was at the point where we are saying 3 plus 28 is less than 14x minus 3x. Okay. So what is 3 plus 28? So if we say 3 plus 28, we are going to get a 31. This 31 is less than 14x minus 3. We are going to get there. We are going to get an 11x. But remember, we are solving. So we are solving for x. So we need to divide both sides by 11. But our 11 is positive. So our inequality doesn't change its direction. So we divide both sides by 11. And we are going to get on this side, 11 into 11 will give us 1. And 1 multiplied by x will give us an x. Then on this side, we are going to say 11 into 31. 11 into 31 is going to be 2. By 2, I'm saying we get 22. Then if you say 22 minus 31 minus 22, you are going to get your 9. So this becomes 9 over 11. This will be our answer. We have come to the end of our lesson where we're looking at inequalities that had variables on both sides. I hope you managed to grasp the concept. Please remember to like and follow our YouTube channel, Tembani, where you are going to be turned from 0 to hero with regards to mathematics. But for this lesson, I'm going to give you a homework that you are going to look at. And in that homework, I've listed the questions that we are focusing on throughout the lessons, where we had variables on both sides, where we had fractions, where we also had brackets that we needed to remove. Please do this homework and I'm going to send the solutions. Also, if you have any questions that you need to ask or any topic that you want us to look at, feel free to type it in the comment section. From 0 to hero, I'm your teacher once again, Paida. Have a good day.